Hey, great Wednesday evening. It is a beautiful evening in the city of Brownsville, Texas. And Roman is losing his hair.
Apparently, man, it's like, yeah, like I was brushing my hair and I'm just like, what the hell?
That's what
Um,
you get for making fun of my hair the other
I
day.
am. Well, because like the other day I brushed my hair and I guess like up here somewhere, I have no idea. My wife was like, I think you have like a bald spot there. And I'm like, what? And then she looked, oh no, it's just my imagination. But now I'm like all paranoid about it because I'm like, I don't want to lose my hair. I have nice hair.
She was right.
Yeah. Yeah, well, it doesn't matter. Anyway, what's going on, dude? What are you eating?
Egg roll?
Oh, okay. Yeah, I didn't get your text messages. I was in the shower earlier, and I didn't realize you didn't want to do a show. So I was like, oh, I just texted you ready. I was like, hey, ready. I was like, oh crap, you don't want to do a show?
It's not that I didn't want to show. I like starting them on time. I don't like being late. And then,
Yeah.
well, we'll see what happens. And
Mm.
I,
Well,
I, rather, I rather say, you know what? I'm going to commit for sure at 9 o'clock tonight. And then, we're set.
and actually do it. Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I mean, the problem is that I was out with the family, and we stayed. I ended up going to eat at New York Deli number two, which is just the only New York Deli in Brownsville. And went over there. It was great. They had some people there. I was really happy. Have a really nice Christmas tree, but we took a little bit longer there than I thought.
On Central
And
Boulevard?
huh?
On
They had a
Central
Christmas
Boulevard?
tree. Yeah, they have a Christmas tree at New York Deli.
That's on Central Boulevard.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's
Yeah.
really good. I really like it.
I like their food. Every time
Yeah,
I've gone, I've had great food.
yeah. So I had a hamburger. I had it's called their bomber, and it's grilled onions and two different cheeses. It's very good. Thank you, Elvela. I appreciate it.
I can't
And
remember what I had, but everything
like,
I've had there is good.
yeah, but people complaining about the one in the other cities because they have one over in Harlingen.
Oh, really?
And yeah, they have one in Harlingen and Westwood McAllen, and some of my friends from over there, the Republicans, the crazy Republicans, and they're like, I don't like the food over there. It's not as good. And I'm like, yeah, it is. It's the same owner, same everything. You're just weird. I
Talking
like it.
about talking about crazy Republicans.
Oh, okay. I didn't mean to bring them up. That's the only reason I go to the one in Harlingen. But I don't go anymore. So
No,
no, no,
the
not
love
to.
the love affair is over.
I don't think it ever existed. I think they just played me. That's all.
And didn't I tell you that?
Well, it just the problem that we have with certain Republicans, especially the ones in Harlingen, they think they know it all, and they think they know everything about what it is to be a Republican, and you try to tell them something, and they're like, you don't know what you're talking about, or they get mad at you because you're just a Morgan follower, and I'm like, I'm a Roman follower, and Erasmo is an Erasmo follower. None of us are Morgan followers, but they get all upset and get all their panties in a wad, but whatever.
Yeah,
But they have their they think they're going to take over the party. Some of those folks over here, they're going to take over the party because they're going to get your friend Deborah Bell as county chair
I liked it. Or
elected. Yeah,
did I tell you that they were playing you? That they were just piece of trash.
of course. Yeah, but I like to give people the benefit of the doubt. Just like your friends that you turn your that like when you had Roy on the other day and to talk about Mr. Amigo and stuff like that, which I have not commented about Mr. Amigo on your show, so we'll talk about Mr. Amigo in a little while, I guess.
We're,
Look forward to. So, I mean, it's just like you're all fake. So it's like whatever. I try to be nice to everybody until you show your true colors to me. Mm. Uh, Anyway,
I told
so the Republicans, they're crazy.
they're crazy. They're nuts. I told you, and I told everyone that I had a meeting with Mayra Flores.
Yeah,
And
you told me you told me last week that her campaign manager, her white campaign manager, called you up or said wanted to schedule a meeting. And I was like, oh my god! And then
yeah,
what your words to me were, I think she's desperate, and I'm like, yeah, she,
no, I think
she's desperate. She's meeting with you.
I think those were your words,
No,
but
no,
yeah,
no. They were your words.
no,
No,
no.
they were not my words. They were your words.
Well,
Don't be putting words
I
in my mouth.
remember you said that it's just sound of desperation. I said, "Oh, that sounds
No,
really
no,
well."
no, no, no. It's a change in strategy. Is what I said, and then I agreed with you because, well, I
I
mean,
think,
you say something,
well,
I have to agree with you.
well,
But I was not the one who said it. It was you.
well, let me tell you, my point. I don't know Mauro or anybody other the other individuals that are running against her.
Uh-huh.
I don't know. I the only individual that I know that I have frequent conversations with is Dr. Laura Cisneros.
Mm-hmm. Who
That's the
just
only.
recently became a Republican.
But she's running as a Republican.
Yeah.
Well, one of the things that I've always said, yeah, down here, being a Republican, being a Democrat really isn't much of anything. because you're in no way, shape, or form like a Republican from Idaho or Iowa or New Hampshire. It's just
Mm.
different. Anyway,
Hmm.
but we had a great conversation. I appreciated that her camp reached out, and one of the things that she was very upfront, said that that's, tell me, playing off, what you think, where you think is, we could improve. And I said, well, very simple. You got to bring the party together. Individuals have got to start to work to get this party together. This party is splintered, it's fractured. This party's going nowhere.
Hmm.
And she made mention that Deborah Bell was going to be the individual to help us do that. And I said, that's great. I have
Her
nothing.
employee, right? Her employee. Did
Oh,
she make it clear to you that that's her employee?
no, she didn't make it,
Oh,
but I
okay.
think I've seen the report.
I just need to make it clear that's her employee. So she's telling you that Deborah is the person to do it. Why? What was her reasoning for Deborah to be the one to do it?
Well, I think it's because of her desires, her plans, her energy, and bringing all this to
So
the
is
table.
she is her strategy to become an agent because they're claiming that Tad, her opponent, is old?
I don't think that's exactly what they. I don't think she
Well,
even.
I mean, I'm just saying because they're saying that she's young and energetic. Is she saying
Oh, you asked about her.
so? Does that mean that all those people that are supporting
According to
Trump,
them,
who's like almost 80 years old,
I don't think so. I
should
think that
okay,
according to her, that what qualities does she have doesn't mean that the other
okay,
one has less qualities. I don't
okay.
take it. I didn't take it that way. So I said, well, again, you want my opinion? Tell you my opinion. I think this party is split. It's nowhere going anywhere until individuals start coming together. I mean, one of the things that I think that Trump brought to the party here in this area is that there's a lot of Democrats, a lot of people out there that are Trump supporters that have been Democrat for far too long. And
Mm,
I mean, a lot of the individuals who are pro life,
mhm,
even if they've been Democrat for a while, and pro Second Amendment,
mhm,
they were out there waving the Trump flag.
mhm,
My issue is I don't think that the local Republican Party took advantage of that.
mhm,
They didn't, and that there was no unity. I've made mention of that to you constantly, and made mention that here. There's no unity. No one brought us together. There was splintered fractions in the party saying, "Don't vote for Erasmo. He's horrible." So
I think Deborah was one of those people, wasn't it?
no, and their other option was a Democrat. So
I don't know. I just distinctly remember having a conversation with her, asking her to block walk for all of our Republican candidates, and she openly and told me that I will refuse to block walk for Erasmo. And I
she said,
said, why? Yeah, she did. Deborah did that.
I will ask her because we're
No,
supposed
no,
to.
she 100% said it. And if she denies it, she's calling me a liar. And I don't take kindly to people calling me a liar.
Well, I want
But
to tell
she
you
did. She did not. She said the only one that she would not block walk for was you.
we're supposed to meet this week.
I'm
This next,
sorry.
in these next couple of weeks or next
Okay.
week something supposedly, and I said sure, and I told
Mhm.
Mayra Flores that I would reach out and say, hey, I said love to have a conversation with you. But she said that she would meet, so I'll ask her that. That's going to be the first question you ask for. Why would you not block walk for a Republican candidate? Simple as that.
I just I found it very strange that she just wouldn't. She was block walking for people that were not in her district in her precinct, like Andrew Infante. She block walked for him, but she didn't block walk for you. I mean, granted, you didn't block walk for you, but that's beside the point. She's a precinct chair, and maybe you can tell me. Maybe I'm wrong, but I thought I thought that precinct 100, which she's the precinct chair for precinct 100, is in her precinct, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe somebody can correct me. But maybe you know the map board was precinct 100, which is over by on the other side of precinct 54, where Burns Elementary. I believe that was in your precinct, wasn't it? That where you're running in
Do you have
precinct two,
Do you have her phone number?
Deborah? No, I don't think I have her number.
Let me see if she comes up, and I'll send her a message right now. Is it
Oh,
Deborah Bell Elbert?
I don't know. Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah.
No, it's
Uh,
Bell.
uh,
It's Deborah Bell. Deborah Bell.
yeah, Deborah Bell Elbert.
That's her maiden name is.
I have no idea. Yeah. Deborah Bell for Cameron County. Let me send her a message.
Mm-hmm.
Which one?
You go again.
Let me send her a message.
Okay. As we wait, regardless, I mean, it just
No,
this thing, and I had a conversation with Myra last week. I won't say some other things because it was private conversation, but she made it very clear she was going to do everything she can to get Deborah elected, and I told her I don't think that, for one, I do not believe a candidate like a congressional candidate should be getting involved in a county chair race. I don't think that should be happening. She should be focusing on her primary. And I'll say that to her, and I'll say that to everybody. And the reason I say that is because she has a primary with three or four opponents that are different opponents than except for one, different opponents she had the last time. Last time, she only got 60% of the vote in the Republican primary. She only got 9,000 votes in the Republican primary in March 2022. That's all she got. And then the other candidates had crappy campaigns. They had no money behind them. They didn't have a strategy. They didn't have anything behind them. And she was only able to get 60% of the vote. And I can tell you that there are people that were hardcore Myra supporters last go around in the primary, and they're not supporting her this go around. Granted, I told her I'm going to vote for her, and I plan on voting for Myra. Nothing's changed yet. And I say yet because, quite frankly, this is upsetting me that she's getting very much involved in trying to get Deborah elected. And I don't think that's right, because let's say that Mauro has a very strong campaign. She has signs out there, not the signs vote, but signs are an indication of people willing to put their property, say, hey, I'm voting for this person, I'm supporting this person. That's a sign of support. And Mauro has that. Myra right now, I have not seen as many Myra signs. I have not seen the mass amount of people Myra like I did last go around. And so I want nothing for the best for our Republican candidates. But personally, I don't think her campaign is as strong as it was, 2 years ago. And she has Dr. Laura, who's a strong candidate. She hires a very competent, very strong, very influential consultant, local consultant.
Erasmo Castro?
Not you. Dr. Laura did. And Mauro has a functional, capable.
She didn't hire Erasmo Castro, but she hired somebody else.
Yeah, did she hire you? Because I don't believe Dr. Laura hired. Did Dr. Laura hire you?
She did, but she opted to hire someone else instead of Erasmo Castro.
I guess she did. Yeah, I thought you knew. I thought she made it clear. She told me. I'm sure she told me. She told you. She hired Pink Ape, and they're a competent, strong consulting company. I'm not going to disparage in any way, shape, or form their ability as campaign consultant. Why are you insulted? Are you a consultant now? I didn't know you were a consultant.
I should be.
Well, maybe you should. Maybe you and I should be consultants, and maybe we can make the money that other people make.
I sent Miss Bell a message.
I can't see it. It's really, really bright. Very, very bright. Oh, there it is. Okay. All right. Oh,
Miss Bell, I had a conversation with Mayra Flores last week, and I promised that I would be reaching out to you concerning the unity of party in these upcoming elections. Let me know if this will be a possibility.
Oh, okay. Great. Congratulations. Anyway, regardless, I think that the competency of her opponents this go around is very different. I mean, Gregory Kunkel, who ran last go around, he got 10% of the vote. He got 1,600 votes in the Republican primary. And Gregory Kunkel, Kunkel.
Oh yeah,
everyone knows Kunkel. Anyway, and so you have a different electorate, you have a different opponents. So if I'm Myra, I should be seriously worried about my campaign, but she's not. She's very clearly only focused on the general election. She assumes that she's going to bypass the election, the primary, and just go that way. I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't just automatically assume I'm going to get the nomination. I wouldn't. But, and I told her that. And I told everybody that. You should not think that you're going to win the primary and automatically go into the general election. You should focus on the next election at hand.
Well, it's going to be interesting. So I reached out, as I promised I would do, to Miss Bell.
Oh, good. Wonderful. Congratulations.
So I've done my part. I haven't heard from her opponent, Ted Hassey, so we'll see.
Well, you're more than welcome to attend the ballot draw that is occurring tomorrow at New York Deli. It's open to the public.
Here in Brownsville?
Yes, here in Brownsville. Tomorrow at 7:00, the Republican Party will be hosting a ballot draw. No, at night. Who the hell's going to do it in the morning at 7:00 in the morning? That's local.
I got church.
At 7:00 in the morning?
At night.
So making sure. You see, we're not having it in the morning. Okay, well then don't go. It's okay. Anyway, but anybody who's out there would like to attend, these are public. The Democrats will also be having their ballot draw. I don't know when their ballot draw is. You can contact. I don't know. I think it's Dutch at that point. I don't know. Hey, Pedro, ¿cómo estás? Anyway, so anybody can go. It's at 7 o'clock tomorrow. If you want to go to the Democrat ballot draw, those are always exciting. And
Um,
you can go to their event. It's okay. Oh,
you know anyone that might have her phone number? I'll call her live.
mm, no,
You should have it, don't you?
I don't have her phone number.
Oh, I mean, you have everyone's phone number.
I don't have everybody's phone number. There've been times I've asked you for a phone number, and you're like, I don't have it. I'm like, I don't have it either.
When I run for office, I hope to have Roman as my campaign manager.
Oh, okay. Well, if we ever run for office, I would.
Salud.
I don't run for office. Speaking of running for office, so I guess you posted on your he left. Spelling your name.
How's it
So Tim is now a board member. I just think it's hilarious. I think it's just so hilarious that the board majority decided to go with somebody who's very metido con what you call it.
Well, it's you know, you and I think we. Oh shoot! I lost the screen. You and I talked about this a little bit. 86753. And you and I have this conversation in regards to. Look, Tim's a great guy.
Oh yeah, I'm not going to say he's not a great guy. He's awesome.
Tim's a great guy, good heart. He's honest. He's not a crook. Not a crook. Not a crook. And I'm very, very proud that they let me tell you, it's probably the wisest thing that the sport has done since
Mhm.
taking a seat. I
Mhm.
like him. I don't think it's going to cause much of an impact in regards to voting because they still hold the majority. Whatever they say goes. So if Tim decides to, I don't think Tim's going to be one of those individuals that decides to. Well, I'm going to side with them just because they're in the majority. I think Tim's going to vote the right way. I have faith that Tim will vote the right way, not the majority way or the three people way. See, that's one of the things that I would say, Roman, that it's kind of like trippy on both sides,
Mm.
the majority and the minority.
Mm.
I solidly have to vote for the majority or solidly have to vote for the minority. No, you don't have to. Just vote for what's right. What you feel is right, and after you've done a little bit of research.
Mm.
It was interesting. I would never imagine that Tim would have been picked. Never.
Well, neither would I have. That's why it's very surprising to me, considering like, why didn't they get somebody from Best? You would have thought they would have gotten somebody from Best.
Yeah, the best is always kiss their butt.
Exactly. So, like, why would you not go? I mean, if I'm Best, I'm kind of insulted.
Well, I think. Well, again,
Because I'm not saying that because Tim is in his spouse a big part of AOB. I mean, if I'm AOB, if I'm Maggie and Veronica, and all that, I'm ecstatic that they just selected him. But don't think that it's not just. Well, I mean, this is my personal opinion. I have no inside information. I know you claim I have all this inside information. You and Susan do. I should, but I don't. And it's just it just seems to me, Erasmo, that they should be ecstatic.
I heard, and I haven't confirmed that Tim had a falling out with AOB. I'm again.
He did, and so now they're like, oh, you had a falling out, so now we're gonna give you a happy meal.
I cannot confirm that. It's just like something that I heard. I said like I just didn't. I don't. It doesn't sound like Tim to begin with, and let me say that. But that's what I heard. I go like, it just doesn't sound like Tim. Tim doesn't have a falling out with anyone.
Look, I have nothing against him. I think Tim is a great guy. I liked him when I first met him. He's just a cool dude to talk to. So he's a great person. But I just think it's just weird. If I'm best, if I'm
pissed,
EA, whatever, I'm mad. I'm like,
yeah. And Patrick,
like, what were you doing?
Patrick Hams would have chomped at the bit to become the next board member.
Yeah, like, why didn't you just give it to him? You might as well give it to him. I mean, he does everything that they ask. They have meetings, they have little parties, they get together, speaking engagements. They're very active.
Now the question is Best going to be a little bit more anti-incumbent?
If I were Best, I would be. And then the whoever's running for re-election, you did it to yourself by doing this. This was dumb. And so I look, I'm not. There's no way in hell any of these unions would ever support somebody like me. But so I think I can be a little bit, objective on this. It's just hilarious. It's just hilarious that they did this. But
I mean, Minerva didn't give up the seat quietly. She pleaded, prodded, begged, cried.
It's for Christmas. Like, what does it matter? You've had the seat for 3 years. You've been fighting it, which is your right to do. You fought it. You lost. 3 years later. See you later. I don't believe, honestly, I do not believe that we should be having a special election in May. because it's just going to cost the taxpayers money because they're the ones who are going to have to fit the bill
Yeah.
for the election. It's not going to be Minerva. It's not going to be the other girl's name, Maricela. It's going to be the taxpayers. So this Democrat retired judge from San Patricio County has determined that we're going to have a special election. Cost us money. Great to go. I guess you think money grows on trees. Well, you are a Democrat. Instead of just letting the board do what they want to do and just have the election in November because there's less than a year left on this term.
Yeah, and again, there's nothing to do. You're talking about the summer months. There's nothing to do. Just wait. May, June, July, August, September, October, November. 6 months. Yeah, it's over. That nothing happens in those months, unfortunately. Well,
I mean, you have the budget, you have the tax rate. All those things are going to happen after May, but they got rid of Minerva. Congratulations, yay! I think that might have been the right thing to do. But then you replaced her with Tim. Look, all I got to say is the BISD board meetings are going to be a lot shorter now, a lot shorter without Minerva there. So, yay!
I made mention this morning. For me, it's poetic justice. I'm going like, hey, everything you wanted to bring upon me, hit you in the face.
Oh, sorry, the Roy laugh.
I'm ecstatic. In that respect. Again, I don't hate the woman. I'm just glad that she got a dose of the medicine that she wanted to dish out to everybody else. I'm a Democrat. What makes the Republicans better, Roman?
Oh, there's a lot of reasons the Republicans are better. One, we want lower taxes. We want functional government. We don't want limited government. But we want a functional government. I think that's important. We want to have border security. We don't want our city being overrun like they are. 2 days ago there was our city getting overrun with more these so-called migrants. Which again,
what do you think with the governor voting in, giving authority to law enforcement to arrest individuals crossing the border illegally?
I think it's great because I mean, I think it's wonderful. I'm glad that the governor is doing that. My favorite thing is the fact that the governor came and signed a bill here in Brownsville. The funniest thing to me, probably and my favorite thing, was the fact that the governor's sitting down because, well, obviously he's in a wheelchair, like I used to be many years ago, and he has his people sitting down, and then he has people behind him that standing there, got to stand there. It's all for photo op. They're standing behind the governor for as he signs this bill, which is great. And then you have my favorite person in the whole wide world, and yours too, Juanita. She's not immediately behind the governor. She's to the side a little bit, but she's there. And she's there for a full minute with her phone while the governor's answering questions about a border security bill, which she's going to go around and tell people the border security is very, very important. But she was like, I don't know, what was she doing? Playing Candy Crush? I have no idea. So it is what it is. But that's what she was doing. But that was the funniest thing. That I guess there were some people that were protesting just outside the location where he was signing, and they had Abbott's on a naughty list. And I'm like, wow, that's really creative.
I don't think that the border crossing. Again, I work on the border. I right next to the border. Border crossing has never been this bad ever, as it's been in the past 3 years. Under the Biden administration, it's been a disaster. And again, the first thing Biden did, was rescind a lot of the measures that were keeping our borders halfway safe. And first day in office. So yeah, this is on Biden, and it's a mess because of the lack of action that has been taken by this administration, especially placing Kamala Harris as the border czar.
She hasn't even come to the valley, and she's a border czar. But you're right. We've had, I think, Dr. Tony Zavaleta said this. I know Carlos has said this. We've always had border crossing because we're the border. That's part of what life is like in the borderlands. But to say that having 8 million people coming across in the last 3 years, that's how much is 8 million people? It's like a 25% of the population of the state of Texas, más o menos. That's how many people have come across. That's a lot of people. We've had 100, 200, 300,000 people just cross illegally or legally or whatever, migrants or whatever you want to call them. I call them illegal immigrants because I think that makes more sense, but whatever. Crossing into the valley, that's a lot of people.
Too many.
That's more than the population of the city of Brownsville. They're everywhere. Granted, they're being flown or going to the buses going through, but that's affecting our way of life. I mean, you've had the city of Brownsville having to do all kinds of things to try to be able to welcome him and process them out. Those are resources that should be used for us in the city not spending all that resources and manpowers for a broken border because these people are coming in. That's insane. But
Does
does
Abbott have the ambition to become the vice presidential candidate?
I think so. I
Can't hurt.
mean, it won't hurt. I mean, I he might be the person. I wouldn't pick it. Look, I assume right now that Trump is going to be the nominee. I don't want him to be the nominee because I don't want to relitigate the election of 2020. I don't want to relitigate that. That's why I support DeSantis. But right now, people think it's going to be Trump, and I certainly hope that Trump doesn't pick somebody like Nikki Haley because I think she's horrible, and I think she needs to pick somebody that's competent. Abbott would be a competent person. I just don't think that I don't think he has the oomph to be the vice president. The And I
Uh,
say that because he's not the greatest speaker in the world.
I don't think that the U.S. stole this land. I mean, if we're talking about our area, it was bought from Mexico. Yes, with a gun at Santana's head, maybe, but that's the consequences of war, of losing a war. You get stuff taken away from you, and sure as heck. I mean, one of the things that I've always stated, and because I get this often, you know, what have you have done differently? Absolutely nothing. I would have taken the damn land. I probably wouldn't have paid him $25 million. I was just taking the damn land. But uh, let me tell you, if there's no comparison between the Trump administration and the Biden administration, everyone was better off during the Trump administration than they have been during the Biden administration. This whole mess with the border, as bad as it is, these guys, first of all, and I agree with Rome, these guys are not immigrants or migrants, they are illegals. If you cross the border illegally, you're here illegal. Now, there's a lot of individuals that are coming across with a CBP 1. That's fine. The CBP 1 is where the US government gives them authorization to come into this country. The problem with the CBP 1 people right now is that they don't know what else to do because there's nothing really clearly said in regards to what are the next steps for them. This is where the cluster starts to happen, and this is where a lot of empty space that needs to be filled by someone in leadership is very, very lax and non-existent. That's the problem. We need, what are the next steps? You brought these people over across with the CBP 1 app. What are you going to do with these people? And let me tell you, Roman, I was amazed. I actually 'cause I don't know if you knew this, but I work downtown. I see a lot of people from different countries, and some of them were out there asking for information in regards to how to file for food stamps.
Mm.
Now I'm going like, yeah, you can't do that. So again, more power to people. I appreciate the fact that they're coming over and needing to want them to come over. Our government needs to get their act together and decide what are we going to do as a country with all these 8 million individuals that are coming across. A lot of people are coming across. Do you think it can be fixed? The border, yeah, very
Yeah,
simple.
I think morale in the border patrol is like border patrol CBP. Although the morale is just so low,
Yeah,
just so low.
fix the
I
border.
mean,
Fix the
I mean that what they
secure the
have to
border.
do. Yeah. Mhm.
We need to secure the border. It's very
Mhm.
simple. And one of the phrases that Trump uses: "If we do not have a border, we do not have a country."
Mhm.
And we still have a country, but I understand what he's trying to say, because what happens is you start to mesh into the other country. No border, then where does Mexico start and United States stop? I mean, I'm not out there fighting the Trump, Trump, Trump all the way, Trump. I'm just fighting for what makes sense, and a secure border makes sense to me.
Mhm.
You go to a business 8% of the time. If you ask for help, you will be answering in Spanish. Yeah, because this is Brownsville. Rosas for sheriff 2024. It's going to be an interesting race.
Well, that race is going to be fascinating, and
I,
whoever wins that is going to have to face my friend and yours, Jimmy Manrique, and the Republican.
I like Manrique. I am Euro Indigenous. Manuel Trevino for sheriff 2024. Oh, there's also Ronnie Sines for sheriff. We are one. We're most of us. They have they have babies. Yeah,
Mm.
it's going to be an issue. DeSantis passed the same laws, and it sank his approval ratings
In Florida,
and happened to Abbott.
I don't recall Florida having a border patrol and a border, but okay.
Yeah, I don't think that DeSantis has fallen out of the graces of people from Florida. I think he's still doing fairly well in Florida, and
Mm.
maybe in other parts of the country he ain't doing that hot. But it's kind of hard to run a race against Trump, especially when he's not showing up for 4 hours.
Yeah, and that's ridiculous. I mean, if he's so great and so smart, and I had this conversation with some people who are like, well, it's because Trump doesn't have, he's ahead, he doesn't have to. I'm like, yeah, he might be ahead, but I think he's scared, quite frankly, of DeSantis and the youthful energy that the other candidates have. I mean, he's not. I mean, the last time he had a debate was against us, what, an 80-year-old Joe Biden. Well, maybe he wasn't 80 years old at the time. I mean, that
Youth,
was his
youth,
last debate he had.
their youthful energy.
The youthful energy of DeSantis and others. And so I don't think Trump is as
And
smart,
and
as capable.
why are you against Deborah Bell then?
I'm not saying, well, that's what I'm asking. Is he trying to be an ageist? No, I'm trying to say that Joe Biden was not up to par and Trump had a debate with him. That's the last time he had a debate. In 2016, he didn't want to have debates with anybody after it was just him and Cruz and the mailman, the son of the mailman.
If Border
Uh,
Patrol asks El
sorry.
Vela for an ID and I don't have any, what happens? You go to Mexico.
I don't know. That I don't know. I'm not a lawyer. And neither is Erasmo.
You look very Mexican. Would you
Uh-huh.
pouring money into countries where pouring into money where people are? No, it will not help. We've been doing that for decades now, for almost probably half a
Yeah,
century.
stop giving away our money,
Yeah, it doesn't work.
especially when our money is backed by China.
Reagan, yeah, it really is Chinese money.
It
Reagan,
really is at this point.
Reagan started this immigration problem, and since Reagan, the Republicans have been in control more than not. Instead of fixing it, they use as lightning rod. Congress is the only ones that can exactly, and Congress needs to, having their stop having their interns out there having sex on in the Senate floor, gay sex, and start passing some laws out there in regards to the immigration. With that said, let me say one of the things that I think that Reagan did that really amazed many individuals out there, especially the Republican Party, was push for the amnesty program. The amnesty program was amazing in the sense that it made millions of individuals that were here illegally at that time give them the opportunity to file for residency. And there was two forms of amnesty for the individuals that had been here for a while and the individuals that worked the agriculture, the fields. I mean, he got a lot of hate for him, but
Mm.
it are moves that are very in tune with a lot of the Democratic requests for immigration reform. And we need immigration reform, 100%.
But I'm trying to figure out why he's saying that the immigration problem started in the 1980s. We've had the Bracero program. You have the push-pull effect
Oh,
along the border and the circular migratory or immigration that happens. We've had this for ages. I mean, are you going to go back all the way to the 1910s when the Border Patrol first started, and instead, as opposed to having the army on the border, we had Border Patrol?
Yeah.
I mean, come on, that's
Asians
not a very fair statement to be blaming the old Gipper.
maybe. Not sure.
Yeah.
Joe Biden can not debate. No. Trump is like Minerva. Most of the RFK wants to debate Biden. Yeah,
Why? He isn't he running as an independent, not as a Democrat now? RFK is?
I think he's running as independent. Let me tell you, I think RFK would run circles around Biden and do more push-ups. It won't happen. It won't happen. Republicans are in charge of Congress. Nothing. I think
How exactly are they in charge in Congress? I think they're in charge of like the House of Representatives and have a 2-vote majority. They're definitely not in charge of the Senate, which last time I checked, I believe is in part of Congress.
Yeah, one of the things I think, Max, that we learned was that it was a historic 50-50 tie-breaking vote Senate, where Kamala Harris has made history by by placing the most tie-breaking votes ever. Did Roman already give his take on the school board meeting? I just got here. Roman, do you think the board attorney and an elected official is abusing his power and controlling the board?
I don't know I didn't see the meeting. I didn't think it was going to be that big a deal. Plus, I was out to eat with the family, so I did not see the meeting. So I don't know what you're talking about. But I did see last night that the BISD attorney was on Channel 4 and 23 talking about what's happening with with the situation with the little boy that from Palm Grove Elementary and then Canales and stuff. So that I did see on Channel 4, but I didn't see this.
The board attorney?
The BISD attorney Miguel Salinas.
Oh, BSD attorney. Yeah, that makes difference. Yeah, he would be the one to talk about it.
Yeah, which is what I said.
Yeah. So what did he say? What did he propose?
Well, no, it was an interview of a story with Sarah Stapleton Barrera, who is representing the little boy, and the BISD attorney, and the BISD attorney was claiming that the principal had no role in the investigation, that she just did her job, and just reported what had been told to her, and that there are out there rumors that she is masterminding everything, and she's not masterminding everything. Uh, that's not true. That's what he was basically saying. But my concern and what's happening with that little boy, and I think you were part of the story in the Texas Observer, Erasmo, if I'm not mistaken. What concerns me about what's happening with that little boy is that he went over to Canales Elementary and he feels as though based on what Sarah was saying and based on the Texas Observer saying, that he's getting retaliated and now he's getting homeschooled, and I think I agree with what you were saying, Erasmo, in that story, where we have a lot of students and parents who don't understand the process and get taken advantage of. And when I read that story, it broke my heart to see that you had a little boy who's already been he feels targeted and harassed, and then he's going to get arrested, and then the process is not being followed. And it doesn't surprise me that the process is not being followed at BISD. It's happened. I've seen it happen where you have children who have they've not notified the parent of any investigation that's going on. They're being interviewed by a police officer in the presence of a principal, which is ridiculous. And if it's true, as the story purports, that the principal, or at least what Miguel Saniz is saying, that she was not involved in any way, shape, or form in the investigation, then I do not believe that as a principal, she was necessarily doing the proper thing. That's just my personal opinion, because I believe the school the code of conduct stipulates that the person in charge of the campus administrator is supposed to notify the parent, and that person should be there and be present while anybody that's representing a state, and in this case it would be the BISD police officer or the outside police officer, whoever it was, be in that presence to be able to witness what's going on in that investigation. At least that's what I think should have been done. But maybe somebody will correct me and I'll get a phone call or something, and somebody will tell me, no, Roman, you don't know what you're talking about. And then they can show me where in the bylaws, and not bylaws, in the student code of conduct, I'm mistaken. But I'm not an attorney. I'm not there. Maybe I should have been an attorney. Who knows?
The boy's not being homeschooled yet. Yeah, I don't think I've read he was being homeschooled, but that's great. Again, I don't know if you saw the show that we had on Monday morning. We did have the reporter from Texas Observer on, and had a great conversation with her. And I think it all stems down from the root, the base. We have no reporting entities here. We have no local media, and I'm very proud that papers such as the Texas Observer, Texas Monthly come down here and want to report on what's going on in our city. We got 20 minutes, Roman. Roman,
can you put me backstage real quick? I want to blow my nose. Can you put me backstage real quick?
Yeah. Right before Roman leaves, we'll do the veracity thing, and then we'll see where that goes. That's going to be interesting. Again, right now, in regards to the child, the 8-year-old, prayers go out to the family. And look, he's still an 8-year-old kid. So no matter what happened right now, our number one concern should be what is in the best interest of that child, period.
Yeah, I apologize if I wasn't. Maybe I wasn't as clear as what I was saying earlier. So if I mumbled any of my words, I'm sorry. It's just that I feel I needed to blow my nose. So what do you want to ask me?
No, I don't know if you've heard, but there's been a lot of hoopla going on with the Mr. Amigo pick.
Yeah,
Eduardo Verástegui. And so what's your take on it, Roman?
I don't understand why this is happening. I mean, are we? And I think I posted this on my show page. I posted this. Are we going to go back and look at every single Mr. Amigo and look at what their beliefs and their ideologies are? And then are we going to just take away those awards posthumously if some of them are dead? I mean, you have Vicente Fernandez. He was our Mr. Amigo in 1977, and before he passed away, he publicly told people, "I don't want to have a organ transplant." And the reason I don't want to have an organ transplant is because I don't know where the organ came from. It could have been a gay person or a drug addict, and I don't want to have an organ transplant and have sex with my wife. I was just kind of surprised he having sex with his wife at the end of the day, but whatever, to each his own. But are we going to go back and take away his award because, oh my God, the rainbow Nazis out there are going to go out there and like, we don't like him. We don't like, just because he has a different belief system than you do, and you're going to like trash this poor man who just wants to be Mr. Amigo.
I think there's a lot. In my point, I think there's a lot more to it than that. I did see the videos and the posts where he was out there shooting. Saying that the individuals, they were part of the certain community, and the tree huggers, they need to be shot. And again,
tree huggers. So he doesn't like environmentalists because he believes them to be environmentalist terrorists. Is that why?
Something like that. But that they should be shot. And I go again.
So
just take it a little bit. I think that his words and in comparing individuals that are, homosexuals, equating them to pedophiles, I think that's a little bit overboard.
I'm lost. So I want to make sure I understand. So people are upset because he opposes tree hugging.
No, homosexuality.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I'm confused. I'm sorry. There's comments coming in, so I figured you want to get to something because I'm like, what is he talking about?
Dumb choice for Mr. Amigo. I agree.
Okay.
Really romantic. A guy that's homophobic and shooting kids. Come on.
Who's shooting kids? Who?
He was shooting a target.
So he was shooting at actual children?
I don't think he did that yet. But
what is he talking about?
Maybe he was shooting gay children.
I don't know what he's doing, but again, why does it matter? He's a guy from Tamaulipas. He's a guy that's from Mexico, and he wants to be Mr. Amigo. And now we're we're going guns a blazing. We're getting very upset because of his personal belief system. I don't agree with some of the police systems that the people that we've had at Mr. Amigo in the past. Like we're not. I mean, so are we gonna all those scantily clad women we've had at Mr. Amigo? We're gonna go judge them now? Is that what we're gonna do? Are we?
Yeah,
we're gonna judge them all. We can't make him Mr. Amigo. We only people that we can have Mr. Amigo is they're perfect and they fit a certain political ideology. That's what it is.
I accept the mantle of Mr. Amigo. Thank you.
You should. I mean, you might as well. I mean, at this point, but it's mind blowing what's going on with this Mr. Amigo thing. And I don't even like Mr. Amigo. I don't care about Mr. Amigo. I've never cared about it. I don't go Google Gaga like, oh my God, Mr. Amigo. I never have, maybe because I'm not from Brownsville originally. But come on, like this is like nobody cares about Mr. Amigo. And now they're all upset because, well, we don't want to have. Is it because they don't want Mr. Amigo to go to Sombrero Fest and they don't want Mr. Amigo to be part of the Charlotte parade? Is that what it boils down to?
Or Mexico?
They don't want him in Mexico either.
No,
they don't want him in Mexico, but he's running for president in Mexico, so they don't want him in Mexico.
I'm talking about Matamoros. You have to understand that the party that controls Matamoros is Morena right now. Mm-hmm. And he's actually running against the Morena party, so it's going to be interesting.
I just think it's hilarious that these people. Are they mad because Mr. Amigo's now going back to doing it in February, which we all told them was really dumb for them to move outside of February and moving into August? I mean, come on.
It's weird.
I just feel I think they're just using this as an excuse to get mad because everyone wants to get mad about everything and everyone wants to be so negative. Like they say Erasmo and me are negative.
We're not negative.
The one time I'm being positive, everyone's like, no.
Damn you, be negative again.
So maybe I should be against everything Mr. Amigo does, I guess. And now you're getting blog posts and letters from attorneys and recommendations about controlling the narrative and all this stuff. Maybe they're mad. Maybe they're mad because the new Mr. Migo is friends with Myra. Maybe that's what it boils down to. They're not happy, or maybe they're unhappy that the man has pro-life views and he does not like abortion. I guess those are the values that don't represent Brownsville, at least according to the the narrative. What are you looking at?
Someone said someone promised me a present and did not deliver it.
Huh? Say it again.
Yeah?
What did you say?
Promised me a present and didn't bring it to me.
Oh, are you getting mad?
Yeah.
Oh no. Are you gonna go? Are you gonna get mad at Mr. Migo then for that too?
Yeah, that bastard. Stop shooting children, damn it. They can find
Nobody. I don't even know who the heck is shooting children. That's horrible.
yeah, a lot of organizations. They're always mad.
Oh, I have no idea what is. I'm not in the business of Are we going to investigate everything about everybody to become Mr. Migo? They just want to get rid of Mr. Migo. Just get rid of it. They don't even have Mr. Migo anymore. Nobody cares anyway, right?
No one cares.
Nobody cares.
Thanks for coming on, Roman.
You're welcome.
You doing 9 o'clock in the morning?
If I wake up.
Huh?
If I wake up.
Wake up. Go to bed right now.
No, I don't want to go to bed. I gotta read. I gotta watch my. Hey, I didn't even tell you. You know, Jonathan Gracia is the first candidate with a TV ad. I was actually surprised that people are already posting TV ads on TV already for the March primary. So congratulations to Jonathan. It was a good ad. Did you see it?
No, I didn't see it.
Yeah, I posted it on my personal page.
Did you really?
Yeah, I did. I posted it like last night. It was I'm not. Hey, I can be positive too. I thought it was a very, very effective ad. You know,
I need to see it. Go to your page to watch it.
Okay, on my personal page, not my show page.
That's
going to be an interesting race.
I'll see you in the morning, 9 o'clock.
I thought you were going to say, "I'll see you in hell." Yeah, probably will.
Roman, have a great one.
You too. God bless.
Guys, I'm going to make an ad as well. Thank you. I'll need one.
Wait,
Guys,
you are Robert? A cowboy ad or what?
Love you, Robert. Guys, see you tomorrow morning, 9 o'clock in the morning. Be good to each other. Continue to be. God bless.